made it work. Just so that Jarvan can just not repeat gank and make the cannon big, basically. Or if that's just even the right analysis, I don't know.
Okay, sounds good. Yep. So I mean, this game we're pathing, we're full clearing down. The Jarvan goes for a level 2 gank. This is like really good for you because
Yeah.
he doesn't kill him, so now you have a huge lead, like tempo wise and all that. So we run straight to his jungle, take his blue. Yeah, I mean, this is really good for you. Now we just want to full clear up, abuse our farm lead. Jarvan goes for another gank, it doesn't work. Take the mid wave. I think this one should have been very easily pinged. You just saw Jarvan mid, and you see
Yeah.
him,
Yeah. That's a miss.
and you know his only camps are top camps. You know his bot camps are both down. Wolves go down, Gromp's down, Blue's down, Scale's down. There's no only one place you can go. It's either top grab or it's top camp. So like I think this the like mid gank and the top gank were not preventable. I think this one you could have definitely spam pinged caution danger way earlier, and I think your Alawi should definitely live if you picked it
Yeah.
earlier,
Yeah.
or if you're like certain that he's gonna gank, and which we are, and you don't think he'll listen to the ping, then technically you could just not get this wave and come. Obviously, this wave is really good for you, but we already have such a huge like lead. Like we have we took one of his camps. We've also full cleared. He hasn't full cleared. Obviously, if I want to eat the wave, but it's one of the things where you spam ping, danger caution, and that if you think, let's say it's a tournament, so let's say your voice comes with your top laner and he says he really doesn't want to back up, like he really wants to keep fighting or pushing, then you're able to just not get the mid wave and just come, you know? Because if you're here, obviously this 2v2
Yeah.
would be winning, right? Um, so that's that. I think so far that one was super preventable. I also think that if we're gonna be topside, I want to just kill our Gromp just so we could cycle with our wolves because it's kind of awkward being right here, like we're right next to our camp. We killed wolves and now we're not killing Gromp, we're just ignoring it. But
Okay.
Dragon goes back top, so we should just immediately start Dragon. Don't forget you get when you have two
But if I go
charges.
for Gromp, I just miss the wave, don't I?
No, I'm saying after the Gromp. I mean, sorry, after the
Ah,
wave.
okay. Yeah.
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 Don't forget when you have two smite charges, just instantly smite at the start, and your second smite will be back up before the dragon dies.
Yeah.
Um, so we do this. Yeah, dragon's correct. Now we just clear up again. He has mid and top row, so we just cannot fight. I think especially when you get the first dragon, anytime you get the first objective, like grubs, you shouldn't feel bad about losing dragon. And anytime you get the first dragon, you shouldn't feel bad about losing grubs. Like it's not like you're down an objective. You're just trading even. I think you're,
Yeah.
like if anything here, again, you should just assume that you guys are trading maps. Like he's ganking top and doing grubs, you're ganking bot and doing dragon. So after you do raptors, especially when you don't see him, when you hit the squire, or I guess your teammates hit the squire, and you see his wolves up, you see his grumps up, and you see grubs responding in 20 seconds. I think after you do the scuttle, um, if you
Yeah.
feel for some reason like you're not confident to invade, you can do raptors as well. But then once you're raptors, and right now, this is the turning point. You see your echo basing right now. This is where you can decide what am I gonna do. Like, am I fighting grubs? Am I trading grubs? You press tab, 0 to top. Um, Mid lane's basing with no TP, so you don't have a mid laner. Your top laner is a weak piece of shit. You saw this camp is up, you saw this camp is up, and this camp's selling in 20 seconds. So what do? This is where you decide: do I fight three? Do I fight? Or do I trade? Another thing is you're not looking at the minimap. If we look at the minimap, we see their server. Look how pushed up their server is. I like to say there's an imaginary line, right? If we look at this line, this server is
Yeah.
all the way pushed up the line. You can say Cannon is too, but two things: A, we know Cannon's stronger than my top laner. Two, even though Cannon has no dash, his E is basically like a dash. It gives him like 500 movement speed, right? It's like it makes him really fast. So you're never landing your W on his, or Alawi's never landing her E. So I think Cannon's way harder to gank than Sever. Cannon's also winning lane harder, and we're guessing that Jarvan's probably topside because of grubs are spawning, right? And we didn't see him on these camps, and we didn't see him at Dragon. So if we didn't see him here, probably because he's here, right?
I
So
think I called that. Yeah. I think I predicted he was going grubs, but I'm kind of tunnel visioning on the plan that is shut down cannon somehow. So I wanted to go over there and try to do
I don't know
stuff,
why.
which I
I
guess.
feel like it's like I feel like we say it all the time, and other people say it all the time. Like literally, jungle 101 is snowball winning lanes, not stop the bleeding and losing lanes. It's never
Yeah,
jungle has never ever in the history of jungle been, oh shit, my this guy is 0-2, let me help my 0-2 teammate out. Jungle's always been, oh
yeah, it
my
makes sense.
Echoes 1-0, let's snowball this lead. Or technically like this guy's, technically he doesn't have a lead, but he's like even. He's like 1-1, 1-1, 59 CS, 59 CS. He's like exactly even, and Sivir's pushing, and Sivir's very gankable because like Ahri's not really easy to gank because she has 3 dashes. Jarvan's not easy to invade. He has a dash. Ken has his 600 movement speed E that makes him fucking fly away. Silver's the only person with like Silver's the most gankable person on the enemy team, and he's pushing. And it's also one of
Yeah.
the things where even if your Valiant's not winning, they're winning harder than your Lowy is, so they are now like the quote unquote strong side. So I think this is like very simple. We just give this, we gank this, and we take all 3 of these camps. Literally all 3. And we are just strong siding here and weak siding here.
So,
We are never pressing
second
tab here.
question, if I may.
Yeah, we're never pressing tab here and thinking,
Yeah.
oh yeah, I want to fight top side. That's not happening.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Understood. Makes sense. And now, one of the reasons I didn't want to go there is I thought if I traded their bot side quadrant, then Jarvan would just get my top side quadrant and gank top. Or
Yeah, and you're ganking his bot side. You're getting his bot side and ganking bot. So
okay,
it's an
okay,
even
okay.
trade,
So
right? It's like
yeah,
3 for 3, gank for gank, but you're trading even while the score's 2 for 5. So if you're both getting the exact same
right.
advantage when you're losing, that's a win, isn't it? Because normally when you're losing,
Yeah,
you're
yeah,
supposed to
absolutely.
you're supposed to always get less because that's what losing means,
Yeah,
right? So yeah,
yeah,
you're trading even. Everyone says you're able to do the job easier. He can't do blue and gank top at the same time. You can because you have ult. So your champ's also better at this trading, like ganking while doing camps like shenanigan. You're better. Also, you're better at it because he still has to do the grubs, which takes 10, 15, 20 seconds. You've already done the
yeah.
dragon. So he has to choose between
That makes sense.
ganking grubs and objective. Sorry, ganking grubs and farming. You don't. You just have 2 options: ganking and farming. Plus, again, yours is easier because you have your ult. So it's actually there's not enough time in the game to do all 3 grubs, kill all
Yeah,
3 of your camps, and gank top. He has to choose. He has to choose 2 of those 3. He can't do all 3. It literally just takes too much time,
yeah,
right? You can actually do all 3 because you've already done the dragon.
yeah,
So you only actually you only have two to choose. You know. So it's still not going to be
yeah.
trade even trade. You're actually going to be up on the trade no matter what happens. Um, so yeah.
Yeah, makes a lot of sense. Yeah.
So I think that's so far the biggest thing this game. We do this now, which is good, but we could have done this earlier. I also think we did this poorly. Like you should never ult here. We should just be ulting like here, you know. Um,
Yeah.
so we cut off because if this guy goes here, he just dies. He cannot walk this way. He can only walk this way or this way. So we just want to be in the middle here and stop both from happening. I think this is too far up
Okay. I think I had a few battles in this game as well.
because he lives. I think if you ult better, he never lives. And then if he dies and Jarvan tries to counter gank, well, it's not a 3v3, it's a 2v3. So I don't know, I think so. And also, it's one of those things where I want to go for this gank when I know their Jarvan can't come. I know they already can't come, you know? Um, in this case, obviously, when we know he's on grubs, we know he can't come. But now we look to gank for this one. If anything, like we should expect him to be here because he just did the grubs right now. Boom, grubs have been slain. And we know he's been topside for the last like, 2 minutes, right? Because remember when we were here and we hit this thing, we saw all these camps are up. So we know all his camps are up. We know his top camps are probably down. So he's probably doing what we're doing. He's probably gonna either do this, or he's probably just gonna base and then do this, right? So we should not be like surprised that he's bot lane here at all. Like we know he's been top the last 2 minutes, so that means top camps are
Yeah.
probably down. So there's nothing else to do top lane, you know. So we go for this gank when he can counter gank, and when again we just ult poorly. So I don't know, I think in the last 2 minutes this is like I think the game was even though the game was 2-5. I think the game was completely playable, completely fine. I think the last 2 minutes dying at grubs, not ganking bot. Now your bot lanes now ganking bot when the Jarvan and Ahri can both counter gank.
I
I
hinted that. Yeah.
I think this last two for
Agree.
like
I
five
agree.
minutes the game is like it completely like broke down, you know? Because now you have no lane to play off of. Before you had like at least I could play off bot lane, at least I could gank Sever. Now it's like really hard, I'd say. And before, even though Jarvan was getting ganks and stuff off, you still had a huge lead because you're up like 20 CS because he was perma ganking and you were perma farming. But now with all these deaths, you just like I think completely lost the lead you had.
Yeah.
This guy's no flash, so he should die. We know he's no flash because we're the ones that burnt it. Not bad. I think we could. Yeah, I think that was really good. I think we could have done this earlier. I think the second we hit level 6, like so last like 10 minutes, honestly anytime you ult buy, I think it's a freebie. That's just how it is to play. Anytime you're playing Jarvan or Nocturne or Vi or Pantheon, any champion that's like an ult that is like you know good at ganking versus an immobile carry. Jinx, Sivers, Ashes. Anytime you are playing one of these champions, you should be fucking foaming at the mouth to ult bot anytime
Mm.
you can. You know.
Okay.
This is pretty self-explanatory. I don't think there's anything I have to say here. Just
Yeah. Oh,
uh,
it's the sixth fucking game we played that day.
eh.
I was kind of cooked.
No, I mean at this point the game's really fucked. Is it, you have to be like really creative and like super cheesy. Like look to perma get picks on side. I think
Well, somehow the vein actually goes off,
oh
and we
yeah.
still lose it.
I think here you know that again when the game's this bad you have to just perma get picks and you have to also like look for number advantage like 2v1 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 3v2 4v2 stuff like that. And another huge thing is you have to track flashes. I think here you know that the only flash that's down right now is cannon because that's the flash you burnt. So the second you get like I get this red buff, get my ult back up, and once I get this red buff, if I see cannon keep pushing deep like here, we just have to look to 2v1 him and ult on him with no flash. You know, like we have to like
Yeah.
this is not a fight. Again, we need to look for 1v1 like number advantage. So what does that mean? It means 2v1 2v1 here, 2v1 here. If there's 3 people bot and one person top, there's only one person mid, so alt mid. Like we need to look for any even number when you're losing any even number five, 2v2s, 3v3s, 44s are losing. These are all losing. Um, so we want to just avoid the enemy clump, the enemy ball. Here we literally see Sivir, Lulu, and Jarvan as a three-man in our jungle. Um, right? And then we
Was there?
see
Yeah.
Jarvan walk, and I guess, and
What?
then we see Jarvan walking in, and then we're like, oh, let's fight the Jarvan. We haven't seen Lulu in 5 years. We just saw Sivir and River. Um, this guy TP's in. It just nothing about this like picture tells me, oh yeah, this is gonna be a really good fight. It's also one of those things where Jarvan can like almost always EQ out. He'll never be like
True.
you know like
Yeah. Yeah.
scared like super killable. He's not like immobile. He's not like he's playing a Mumu or something, you know. Um, you actually played that pretty well, but I would not say this is like a that was a guaranteed. Oh my god, this guy dies too. Oh my.
Yes, it
Oh
does.
wow, yeah. It ends up going well, but this I mean you saw how close this was. That's definitely not like a
Yeah.
pre-planned result.
No, that
Yeah.
was a coin flip for sure.
Sorry, is this game comp or is it competitive or just a solo duo?
That's for you, Smuff. That's not a me question.
What? What'd you say?
Oh, maybe he has you
Is
muted.
this a comp game or a solo duo? Because you
Am I
said
muted?
something
What?
about comp.
Do you have Miss Universe muted?
Do I have what? I'm sorry. I
Do you have
don't
Miss
Bro,
understand you.
don't kill
Universe
me.
in the Discord server muted?
Miss Universe muted.
Hello, hello,
Yes, I
hello,
guess
hello.
so.
Oh, okay. Oh, he was talking to you. That's why.
Oh, sorry.
I asked if the game is a comp game or a solo duo game.
No, it's a tournament game, comp game,
Ah, okay, thank you.
which I'm not used to. This is my first time.
Yeah, you're good.
I'm sorry. I think you blasted music last time, so I actually muted you.
It was pretty good. Obviously, Morgana lands a binding. We land our W off it.
I'm minting this. No, don't watch. Don't watch.
Yeah, double too. I mean, this should be like really. You should be like excited. We got a huge shutdown. Echo got mid tower. Now I think we just very calmly pull the Otacon, right? Obviously this guy is 1 HP, half HP, half HP. Yeah, you guys are half HP too, but it's just 45. Like Echo's probably on his way, and if he's not on his way and he's gonna keep pushing mid, then our job is to chase them slowly without dying. As long as we don't die, Echo is like gonna keep going getting towers, you know. And if Echo decides to
Yeah.
come with us, then we can just do Otacon once he's here. Um, if anything, worst case scenario, if you really want to, also, because if you're too like worried about your HP, you could literally just base and then ult to the Otacon. You know, that's one good thing about
Right.
anytime you're playing like
Yeah.
a global champion, you always have the option. Um, because obviously, I think your team got did like a really good like comeback here, like huge, like crazy good bind. And you're not getting anything out of it. Kind of feels bad. You still got, I mean, technically you just still get something out of it, but it could have been like way more.
Yeah.
And I think it was a good idea. It didn't work, but I think the idea's not bad. We see three people top. He was in a bad spot. We're not trying to flip it. If I'm you, I definitely feel like this game is one of those games where it's my Vayne's super strong, no one else matters, you know? Like this
Yeah.
Vayne is definitely like your prince. I'm kind of like trying to like follow him as much as I can and just play around him. I think here, funny enough, a lot of people don't think about this, but when you are getting ulted like this, you should know you're gonna get out, you're gonna get chased down. So funny enough, here you just ult out, either ult here or ult whenever you want. Right now, there's no, it's
Yeah.
just Sivir, so there's no CC. Only CC can stop you. So funny enough, right now, if you can kind of be like, okay, there's no way they're always gonna out like catch me because of move speed. So just ult out right now. This is probably your best chance to live. Even technically, right now you could ult out, but once it gets to this point where Jarvan's here, then yeah, you're doomed. Your team wins a 45. That's crazy. Yeah, I mean, most of what we could have done differently is from the early game. Now I'm just watching for like mechanics sake, you know, and even like maybe macro.
Yeah.
Server entered. I mean, not server, Vayne entered. Nothing we could have done. Even if we ult in there, we would just die. Nothing we could do.
I get caught off guard by the Lulu's spell. I always think that I can use my E, but I actually get
I think especially if you're
I
gonna
don't know how
play
is it called in English.
yeah, I think especially if you're gonna play comp. I know here it looked awkward. Maybe I think you might not have to do comp to insta base. In solo queue, I never care about this at all. But in comp, you have to pink wards for junglers are actually important. Like here, I don't know, just insta base and just buy double pink
Okay.
ward because in these like competitive games where everyone's grouping, no one's randomly split pushing, everyone's playing together. There's always gonna be like in solo queue, you might not even fight the dragon because someone might get caught, or maybe they decide not to go to it because it's solo queue. But in comp, they're almost always gonna fight the dragon. It's always gonna be a good team fight. There's always gonna be some sort of structure in it. So it's really important, like especially because you have no flash, you can't face check. Normally, what you do is once you have your teammates next to you, you just max range place a pink in the bush, and then walk back to the line bush.
Right.
And then when you don't have pink ward, what you do is you just sit in line bush. Because what happens is like there's wave here, there's a wave here. Eventually, someone has to go for this mid wave. If they don't, this mid wave will just like be hitting the tower, right? Um, so you just want to wait for them to show. Someone shows here, someone shows here, and then once you see one person here, one person here, one person here, then at max it can only be two people here, and then two people will never one shot you, right? So you have to just wait for someone to show on the wave, and then once they show on the wave, then you walk in, right? But the problem is here, you haven't. If you look at this like this, from this point on, we don't see anyone on the map or on the wave for like the next 20 seconds. We don't see anyone. We don't see anyone. We don't see anyone. We see Ken on top finally. We haven't seen anyone else, and now we see
Yeah, I think
Jarvan,
I see a job, and that's all. And
and then
I thought
then we
like
walk in.
they must have.
If anything, you see
Yeah.
Jarvan in the river, meaning he's probably with his teammates. He's probably not walking in by himself, you know. Especially again, it's like comp. If it's solo queue, then maybe he's walking in by himself. Who knows? But a lot of times
Yeah.
it's in comp. It's like people are almost never by themselves. They always, especially junglers and supports, they almost always are following their team or doing a team play. So I don't want to call this like a silky habit. It's you just have to be respecting their respecting them more and just waiting for someone to show up. You know. Another thing is if you're gonna
Okay.
walk in,
Mm.
make sure to walk in. If you have like your Morgana with you, giving you special, then you'd actually not that you'd be fine here, right? Because wouldn't get polymorphed. So it's just wait for it's not complicated. Just wait for your teammates. You know. You have your Vayne behind you, your Morgana's behind you. You have to have an echo to connect. Then if you walk in and they all go on you, that's actually not a bad fight because if they're focusing you, they're not focusing your Vayne or your echo. You know.
Right. 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 Yeah.
So there's patience.
That makes sense. So I gotta play with my support a lot more too.
Mhm. I don't know what you're doing, to be honest. You see your entire team sieging mid tower. You see Kennen TPN, and your entire team's here. Morgana, Echo, Vayne, all three teammates are alive right here. You're here as well. Your team's obviously hitting mid tower, and instead of going and hitting it with them, or Wing the guy like who TP is either Kennen or Artie. And instead of like just spamming W on the guy who's TPing in, and then like easily killable, you know, because Pantheon W into Morgana Q into Vayne and them, we're going to hit like the Wolf Camp, you know. Like to me, this is so random. Like we don't like why are we hitting a Wolf Camp? Like, they end up killing him without you, but there's no downside of you going as well. And the second Cannon TPs, you instantly W him because Morgana Q is a skill shot, Vayne E is a skill shot. All their CC is like skill shot based. Your W is the only like guaranteed. It's a click on spell, you know. So I think going Wolves there is like omega
Right.
random.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
But anyways, we get
I don't
through.
know. I feel like I was trying to optimize the fact the win. I kind of felt
This late in the
I should have
game,
known that
items don't
wasn't
matter.
guaranteed, but
Yeah,
yeah.
this late in the game,
Yeah. I
items just do
okay.
not matter because you're already 3 items. You're level 15. Like realistically, the way you see items late game is all that matters is will I get my complete item before the next objective fight, right? Because at this point in the game, what's it called? Components don't matter. Like showing up to a fight with an extra Tunneler or an extra Warhammer does nothing. It only matters if you can
Yeah.
show up to the Dragon fight or the Baron fight with a full extra item. So if you ask yourself here with 800 gold with 0 components, am I gonna get my fourth item before Baron? Fuck no. So an extra longsword does not matter at all, right? It's only
Okay.
if like if let's say you're 500 gold here from Sterax for your next item, then um I would say like that's a different story, you know. But here it's like
Yeah.
the difference from buying a pickaxe because you had the wolf money, or the difference from buying a longsword and then extra pink ward is like zero difference. To be honest,
Yeah.
in these like game fights,
Okay.
it's only early game that these like items matter a lot more.
But by the way, quick question. But
Uh,
since I'm not doing good in that game, should I maybe just go for tankiness after my two core items and
um,
try to be
yeah, not bad. I
be
still think you
chill?
should build normally. Like you shouldn't just go full tank or anything. Like, but I think after like you get Sunder Cleaver, then it's not bad to go more tankier. I think that makes
Okay.
sense. But you're not useless, you know. Like yeah, you're behind, but like you still saw from there's that one fight in River. Like you're still doing good damage, you know. This guy gets caught. I don't think there's anything you could have done for this guy besides leave earlier. The game. I don't know. I think to me, all this mid late game was like there's not really much you could do, just running around in circles, which is like normal for mid late game. I just do think that these two sequences are the most important, especially in comp. Comp mistakes snowball 10 times more than they do in solo queue because it's more organized play, so
Mm.
people will throw back to you less often. And I do think that the your two biggest mistakes by far were this A of deciding to fight the
Looping.
scrubs instead of fighting the scrubs
Yeah.
instead of just trading bot, taking his bot camps, getting bot for free. And then two was right away, right afterwards, then ganking bot when now you if you're tracking correctly, you should know Jarvan very easily can be here, you know? And I think these mistakes back to back just completely ruined the game. Because I think if you didn't make it's
Yeah.
fine. Like I think if you didn't make either of these mistakes, the score was 2-5 at the start. I think if you ganked bot and killed bot lane, you'd get 2 kills bot, and then you guys never were at that top, and it goes from 2-5 to 4-5. But instead, after this, it's 2-10. You know, it's like you're
Yeah.
it's just literally your everything that goes wrong doubles, and then also the lead you did have individually is completely gone. Because at the very worst case, when they got grubs, yeah, he's like 105 because he's been ganking a lot, but you were up like 20 CS. But with all the time you're in gray screen while he's running around the map killing camps, and even now it looks like he's killing your camps, um, I think you just lost your entire 20 CS lead. You know, like it's completely down the drain.
Yep.
And even if
Yep.
our top lane is 0-4 or my mid 0-4, you still have an individual lead you can use to try to like snowball the game, right? Like at least you can like 1v1 or you can invade him. But after this, you'll never be able to invade him or fight him again because now you just lost too much like presence on the map, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Any other questions you had or anything I missed?